Okay, welcome to another beer review, and our first review that we're doing from New Belgium Brewing Company. Now, I believe New Belgium just became available in Pennsylvania. That's why I haven't really ever really had my hands on any of it. I have had New Belgium stuff before, like on trips and stuff like that, and vacation. It's basically really a widely released beer. Just for whatever reason, they didn't have it here in Pennsylvania, so I never was able to actually bring home any bottles of New Belgium stuff until now. A little bit of a background on New Belgium. Their website is newbelgium.com. They've been in Fort Collins since 1991 when they were founded, Fort Collins, Colorado, that is. But they just opened an offshoot brewery in Asheville, North Carolina. Now, I'm not sure if that was if that was the reason that it became available in Pennsylvania, or maybe this beer is actually from the Fort Collins brewery. I don't know. It does say bottled by New Belgium Brewing Company, Fort Collins, Colorado, but again, that might be just what it says. The founder is a guy named Jeff Lebesch, who I believe was some kind of engineer, electrical engineer, who took a trip to Belgium and learned the style of brewing out there and kind of applied them to beer out here. It was part of that influx of brand new, craft brewers back in the early 90s. As of 2012, it was the third largest craft brewery and eighth largest overall brewery in the U.S. So this is amazing that it hadn't been available in Pennsylvania until just now. They have 9 year-round beers. Their flagship is the one that we're going to be reviewing today, called Fat Tire. I always want to say Flat Tire, but it's Fat Tire, which was named in honor of a bike trip through Europe. Basically easy enough. Marked a turning point with his electrical engineering base to basically brewing. And one of the really cool things that I found out about New Belgium is it's apparently a really unbelievably awesome place to work, and a really quirky kind of place to work as well. Almost kind of like the Google of beer, even though most craft brewers are a little more progressive. They employ 8 carnies who work the brewery's Tour de Fat fundraising events, in addition to chemists, microbiologists, electricians, forklift operators, and engineers. And they only have a 3% annual turnover in their employees, so it's pretty good. People seem to really, really love working at New Belgium. They employ eco-friendly practices as well, and they also have employee ownership in its marketing materials. So there you have it. That's the background of Fat Tire, or of New Belgium, I should say. Now, Fat Tire we'll move on to. And I'm doing something different based on someone who commented on one of my prior videos. I'm not looking at Rate Beer. I'm not looking at Beer Advocate this time, because he had thought that maybe my opinions are being swayed based on me going into it knowing the scores that Rate Beer and Beer Advocate had. So what I'm going to be doing is not looking at Rate Beer or Beer Advocate, but what I will do is leave in the description box after I do this review. Of course, when I upload it, which is after the review, I'll put down the scores on Beer Advocate and Rate Beer, and I'll put down my score as well going forward. I'm not going to go back and redo all the other videos. It would just be way ridiculously too time consuming. But anyway, Fat Tire comes in at 5.2%. Fat Tire Amber Ale. According to the website, I'm going on the company website here: sweet, biscuity, and caramel malts, fennel and green apple aroma, toasty malt, gentle sweetness, hop bitterness as far as flavor, just 22 IBUs, 160 calories. The hops, they use Willamette, Goldings, Nugget, malts, they use Pale, C80, Munich, and something that I can't read because my handwriting is just awful. So that is New Belgium. Let's get into it now and see how New Belgium Fat Tire is. I've had this before. It's been a little while, so I don't really remember it. I just remember that they offer it on Southwest Airlines, and I think I've had it on Southwest Airlines. Beautiful color to this beer, though. Look at this beautiful amber ale color, a little bit transparent, just a tad, with I'm going to say about a half a head of foam here. Aroma-wise, I'm getting that caramelly kind of aroma. I can kind of see what they're talking about with the green apple. Very, very small hint of apple in this. And yes, very sweet as well. decent aroma. Almost kind of reminds me of a Scottish ale, almost kind of aroma to it. Almost no hop bitterness kind of smell to it. I don't believe, but maybe it'll change on the taste. So let's get the taste now. Mm. Caramel apple kind of taste like right at the forefront. The back of the throat, I'm getting a warm kind of biscuity kind of taste. A tad of the hot bitterness in the back of the throat. Definitely getting a little bit of that. Not overpowering, but definitely a malt heavy beer up front. It's a really kind of warm, fuzzy kind of beer. I kind of like it. Yeah, an excellent tasting beer. I really, really like this one. Um, Maybe a little bit off-putting at the end with the hop bitterness. Maybe not quite as subtle as it could be. Even though it's kind of subtle, it's just not quite there. But overall, I mean, looking at it, maybe it could stand a little bit more of a head, hearty kind of head to it. I'm gonna go ahead and give New Belgium Fat Tire an 8 out of 10. It's a very good uh, tasting beer. Just it nails the green apple aroma and taste at the forefront. Nails the malts. Um, and just a very solid, widely distributed beer, I think. So that's New Belgium, down to the last drop. Fat Tire. Thanks.